I'd like to point out that this prologue, which explains why the two superhero teams hate each other, doesn't come up in the actual game. The only way you're able to know about this is by watching the episode about it or by sitting on the title screen.
You have a movie, Mysterion. You're in the third Coon and Friends United movie, after your Netflix series.
Yeah, but he's saying he doesn't ever get his own movie.
Do I get my own movie? Not everyone gets their own movie.
Marvel and DC adaptations in a nutshell.
Marvel made a black superhero movie.
Yeah, now. They waited years to get to that. We follow their plan. We do all the real people first, and we sneak the black guy in phase 3.
That's racist. Also, considering the current state of the MCU, I don't think following their plan is the best idea unless you want to overwork hundreds of VFX artists.
I'm on the side of starting with the best character, not the most inclusionary character. We all know Tupperware is not the best character.
That's racist.
Go ahead, I bet you don't even get halfway through phase 1 on your franchise, DC Comics.
I thought Civil War wasn't supposed to happen until phase 3.
Super Craig would be super at CinemaSins. Look, I know I didn't do a sin about the extensive amount of logos for Stick of Truth, but I feel like this one deserves it considering the time spent on them is almost doubled.
What has become of this city?
Cartman narration.
Oh, hey, who pooped on my porch?
Compared to everything else that happens in this game, finding a giant pile of shit on your front doorstep feels like something that would happen on a Tuesday in this town.
We were supposed to protect those who couldn't protect themselves.
Get off my car, you little pecker!
Cartman obeys the wishes of a random pedestrian. Also, there is no way that man is able to see someone on top of his car.
But war isn't going to save our city. Time travel is my only hope now.
Time shadowing. I'm just gonna say it, I don't really like this one as much as the last game, simply because there's a lot more story and gameplay elements that I have a problem with. But I'm still going to remove 3 sins because it still has that South Park charm and is overall a really good game, in case you confused it with Ancient Colorado.
The Moorish are attacking! There's Moorish everywhere!
Where the f were these guys in Stick of Truth?
Too late! They've taken Koopa Keep!
Despite turning against us in the last game, Clyde is now fighting on the new kid's side. Also, didn't he fall off of a 4-story tall fortress? How is he alive if not seriously injured? Because canonically it's only been a day since the events of the first game. I'm sorry, did the new kid just shit in the toilet without taking their pants off first?
We should be happy that he's made friends in this town so quickly.
We came here to hide. More friends just means more trouble.
This is coming from the man who forced his child to make friends.
Oh, hey, whippersnapper. Didn't see you there.
Apparently, these parents were screaming so loud at each other they didn't hear the bathroom door open. Like with the last video, I'm once again guesstimating and adding 300 sins to account for all the times a child swears in this game, because once again, god fucking damn it, children should not be fucking swearing, you fucking eating shithead fucking bitches.
Now we got a distress signal to come help him here.
Where the hell did Cartman come from?
The wizard is gone. My name is the Coon.
That's actually racist.
Oopsikins! There's a loud ringing coming from your basement playroom.
The Coon Alert.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Human Kite, do I have to remind you that as of right now, Freedom Pals have 100 followers on Instagram?
This is one of the few instances where the app is called Instagram. Every other time it's referred to as Coonstagram, which by the way is still very racist.
Then you can fill out your character sheet on Coonstagram. Do you have a Coonstagram page?
Why does Cartman want to start a superhero franchise to get rich when he already has his own social media app that for some reason everyone in town is using and is named after his character? All he needs to do is put ads on the damn thing and he'll be rich.
What you saw when you opened that door changed your life forever and led you to fighting crime. You were too late, because when you opened that door you saw your dad your mom.
This is not a backstory.
You've got to really kick his ass, dude, so that he wants to return back to his universe on the East Coast.
Apparently, alternate universes are defined by time zones.
He was sent here to destroy me and weaken my powers.
No, I came to spend 2 weeks with my cousin and wanted to play superheroes. And then he said, okay, what superhero do you want to be? And I said, I want to be Human Kite. But he said, you can't be Human Kite. I'm Human Kite. And I said, well, why can't we be Human Kites together? So I went to Aunt Sheila and I said, I want to be Human Kites together. And she told him he had to do what I said because I was the guest. Remember?
You know, as much as I hate Cousin Kyle as a character, I have to admit that he has some pretty funny moments in this game.
You see this? It's a strength artifact.
Fidget spinners.
Hi, welcome to Raisins. Just one of you today?
Discount Hooters. Also, this is child labor.
Well, okay then, here's your bill.
I think not. You tried to charm me. I will not pay this bill.
Stifling.
I'm forever in your debt. But, hero, what is your kryptonite?
Mosquito has no reason to ask us this question, and even then, why would the new kid give him an answer?
I understand you want to talk about sex.
No, I don't really want to, but I mean, story's got a story.
When you want to talk about your sex, you can start by simply saying, you know, I'm a boy or a girl or other.
Since the sin counter has basically thrown itself out the window at this point, time to take 1 sin off for every single identification and religious choice that was covered because of just how seriously these specific sections are taken. The creators of this game may be satirical assholes who make fun of everything, but at least they're respectable. Moo.
God damn it! I can't put a child in a dark room for 2 minutes without you bastards showing up.
Do you just leave the door unlocked? How else would they get in without you knowing? Also, swearing in a house of God.
With an enchilada and a burrito, you've crafted an enchirito. That's the first time anyone's ever done that.
Unless the year is 1970, Morgan Freeman is lying.
Yes, this way. Keep going. Towards the bus stop. Man, escort missions are the worst.
Look, I may not play video games all that much, but I've played enough to have the opinion that stealth missions are objectively worse.
So when I walked out on Coon and Friends, you should have walked out with me. I like Coon and Friends because you had your own movie.
Tweak and Craig are letting a superhero roleplay session get in the way of their romantic relationship.
Eric, you must listen to me.
I'm sorry, but how in the world did Timmy gain actual telepathic powers? You know, at this point I might as well just double the sin count, because that is fucking bullshit.
So we did all that for nothing? Not quite. I got Timmy's cell phone.
10-year-olds owning cell phones.
Timmy's phone has a bunch of notes in it. Something about a girl who has information about all the criminal activity in town.
And you needed a microscope to find that information?
What do you say, new kid? Are you up for it? Look, if you want to be a Coon friend, you have to learn to communicate.
Don't these kids already know that the new kid doesn't talk much?
Butthole doesn't trust anyone because his dad f***ed his mom and he couldn't do anything to stop it.
That doesn't make any sense.
Human Kite would be excellent at CinemaSins.
Ha ha! Fear not, for it is I, Captain Diabetes.
Where was Captain Diabetes during all the Coon and Friends meetings? Nobody notices the obvious zip line from the Bravlovsky home to downtown South Park.
Oh my God, here it comes. Yes, so much sugar. Yeah!
Man, people with diabetes wish that's how it worked.
Hey, you two girls ready to party?
So this is your friend, huh? She's hot as
That's right. Wouldn't you like to take her to VIP?
This works.
My sidekick and I simply used our powers of disguise to extract information from you.
No, you took advantage of the fact that both of these men are so fucking wasted they couldn't tell you were actual children. That's not what disguising is.
That's it. The DJ calls the bitches names, and then the bitches come out of that back room.
Captain Diabetes doesn't know how time schedules work.
All right, someone finally bought the DJ a drink. That's really nice of you. That went down really good. The DJ sure does appreciate it. Oh man, I think someone farted in my drink.
I'm sorry, you just drank a gin and tonic that also had rat shit, boogers, and cum inside of it, and the fart smell is the only thing you notice? If that's the case, your taste senses are f***ed.
Wait a minute. You ain't the DJ.
That must be her, new kid.
Oh, it's 5-0. Cops are here.
This literally happened in the last game with the meth heads. Why would she think that two children dressed up as superheroes are secretly cops? The Peppermint Hippo is risking a huge OSHA violation with this partially broken wall.
I ain't afraid to use this thing.
Sign Ex Machina.
You guys can help me. I traced the apple juice, but I don't have any insulin. I'm going into diabetic shock.
Then why do you still have insulin balls on your body if they're just empty? I'm surprised this restaurant has not yet been shut down for what is possibly the biggest PETA violation in history.
Y'all turning on me? I knew I shouldn't have went into business with y'all Tony Soprano-looking motherfuckers.
That's racist. Randy Ex Machina, but this also raises the question of how Randy actually found us when you take into consideration that we are in the back room of an Italian restaurant.
Eric Cartman, do you have any idea what time it is? This is a school night.
Leanne only now notices that Cartman is still up, even after sneaking out, going to an Italian restaurant, and coming back to the Coon lair, all without making a sound.
Fine, fast pass, take her to your house. Okay.
So, are we ever going to get an explanation for how these fourth graders have actual superpowers? Because if not, I'll just throw 15 cents on the counter and move on.
Security camera footage showed a young person farting in people's faces on their balls.
Breaking the gentleman's oath.
Kid's a menace, if you ask me. How long before he or she kills an innocent person? How long before Daredevil becomes the Punisher?
There is no instance in Marvel where Daredevil becomes the Punisher. I don't think that's how Cat Anatomy works.
Or maybe I'll start dealing directly with the Russians, or the Chinese, or the 6th graders.
6th graders.
Don't worry, I'm unfriending their Instagrams exponentially. They will be back for a while.
Wendy must have government technology installed if she's doing all of this simultaneously with 2 phones. Also, discount Huntress.
But then, you know all about being excluded, don't you? Is that why your parents are hiding you? Because your gender doesn't fit in with the norm?
Man, our parents are doing a job at keeping secrets.
Let the strength of the wind make my kite fly. Oh, Jesus, it came off.
God damn it, you're supposed to be annoying. Stop saying funny lines.
Aunt Sheila, these kids are picking on me.
What?
Tattletales.
Are you okay? Nice going, guys.
Why did Kyle reference multiple people when he was talking to only the new kid?
Kyle, get inside and call the police. We have to get these kids arrested.
Considering the police in South Park only target black people, this probably won't do anything.
And now look at all the damage you've caused. I should press charges against your friends.
The only damages caused during the fight were a bunch of pieces of cardboard. I don't think you can press charges over that. You know, I haven't questioned it until now, but how exactly is the new kid getting these time-manipulating powers from just eating Mexican food?
Clean and sober almost a year. Clean and sober, no drugs at all. And I tell you what, I don't miss it.
And you work here in a pot store.
Cartman would be excellent at CinemaSins.
This shitty town is so f***ed up, we gotta buy all our product from f***ing 6th graders.
And where exactly are the 6th graders getting the weed from?
I threw in a couple hash nuggets and some granddaddy purple shatter on the house.
I don't know how expensive weed is, but I don't think it's cheap enough to the point where Tyler would be giving away free product if he was high.
Listen, I see you're really trying hard to get my son and his boyfriend back together, and, well, I so appreciate it. Having a gay son is really good for the coffee business.
Corporations during Pride Month in a nutshell.
Yes, he's my friend. I said, Paulo, you look tired.
Microaggression!
You know, if the police in this town weren't racist as f***, PC Principal would probably be in jail for just how many people he's beating up in public.
Choose your moment now. Hey, who the hell are you? You can't just break in here.
How did Tolkien's dad not know someone broke in? The alarms were going off. He should have heard them.
Yeah, but why would the Freedom Pals want to talk to us? Unless this is some kind of trap.
Fight shadowing.
I understand that the new kid helped take my dad's keys last night. New kid, I don't know why you were looking out for my dad, but I owe you one.
Way to go revealing your secret identity, dumbass.
You belong to a loser, zero-income franchise that's run by a douchebag in a wheelchair.
At least he's not a fat little phone stealer.
Man, a lot of people in this town must really like watching CinemaSins.
Why would you tell the school principal what race we are?
I didn't tell him, our child did.
But you confirmed it when the principal called you. How long before they find out everything?
To be fair, your race isn't really something you can keep secret from other people because of legal documents.
Whatever's in these things are making you crazy.
Crazy? Like telling the world who our child is that we took so long to hide?
Again, this is coming from the man who forced us to go outside and make friends.
Only one thing can deal with fat turds. Cooning friends. Hashtag Freedom Pals.
IRL Twitter hashtags.
What'd you find?
This is an orgy of evidence that Professor Chaos is going through his Joker arc.
Hello, coon friends.
Coon and friends.
Cartman is a hypocrite because he called his group Coon Friends before entering the used store.
I've been given $20,000 to keep nosy people away from this place.
What?
$20,000 just to keep people from snooping around.
After this night section, we find out that Butters was actually paid by Cartman under the persona of a hand puppet because he's the person behind the entire drug operation. And that raises the question, how did Cartman get $20K so he could pay it to Butters?
Federal disarray. Careful, he's a ginge.
That's racist.
Dude, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Do you know what kind of fart power someone would need to make that work?
This works.
You guys don't get cast. I've got to try and stabilize Super Craig.
Ow.
It's cute.
What the f was that, you asshole?
It's an intracardiac injection, Super Craig. I had to stabilize you.
Are you f***ing serious right now? You could have f***ing killed me.
Where the f did you get that, Cartman? Online.
Amazon. Nobody outside the used store sees or hears this explosion, gaining a monopoly on red Lego bricks.
All of South Park is about to be covered in lava. Just think about it. Everywhere will be off limits. Everyone will have to just stay where they are forever.
COVID-19. That's not how tape measures work. Also, what did the tape measure grab onto?
How long before this vigilante gets radical and blows up a school or a church, huh? How long before Captain America becomes Captain Ideology?
There is no superhero named Captain Ideology.
Just keep getting the product into people's drugs and alcohol. I'll handle the vigilante.
Cartman has no need to do the Mitch Connor hand puppet bullshit if he's over the phone, but, you know, visual storytelling and all that.
And that's when it happened. Somebody canceled my cellular data plan. My phone is dead.
Phone addicts. Also, you have 7 other phones on you. Why not just use those? Unless, of course, all those phones are on the same data plan, which, let's be fair, is kind of stupid when your superhero persona is based around electronic devices.
You didn't come home last night, Butters. Your mom and I were worried sick.
Wait, so you're telling me that Cartman didn't let Butters go home last night?
That does it. Butters, you are grounded. And so is your smart-ass little friend.
You cannot ground a child who doesn't belong to you.
No. You hire services like a shitty ninja service. You pay in advance. That's on the website.
You don't sound Japanese. Are you sure you're really ninjas?
That's racist.
Yeah, f*** you expectations.
Child abuse.
All right, so this is the person you wish to have co-sign for you?
Well, that's correct. See, I hired a bunch of minions to help me destroy the town. But my plan didn't actually come to fruition, and so I'm unable to pay the minions at this time.
To be fair, you did spend $20K on red Lego bricks and tinfoil. That probably wasn't the best use of your money.
All right, well, what we can do is set up an LLC for you, which we can use to fund a money market account, co-signed by your friend here, whose house we can put a lien on to an overseas investment, and it's gone.
Wells Fargo.
Yeah, they got a loan to pay their minions, so you know what that means?
They took our job. They took our job.
Socioeconomics.
The police station? We can't take down the police, are you crazy? Yeah, just let the Freedom Pals go do it.
We can't do that, guys.
Why not?
Because at approximately 10:30 a.m. this morning, Classy was arrested by the police.
Why do Coon and friends care about Classy at this point? They already got the information they wanted out of her.
Don't forget the new kid is all buddy-buddy with Freedom Pals now.
True, but that doesn't mean that they're buddy-buddy with the team as a whole.
What? Again with the puppy eyes. Are you f***ing kidding me right now?
The new kid has had the same blank expression for all these one-sided conversations about the new kid's superhero class. There have been no instances of these puppy eyes. Also, how on earth did the animators forget about the wall in this shot? That seems like a pretty big animation error.
Fellas, have we all forgotten there's a little girl in trouble in there? Fast pass is right. I suppose that just this once we should put our petty differences aside and work together.
Freedom Pals fall for this terrible acting job.
Coon friends will go up the fire escape and cause the diversion so Freedom Pals can sneak in the front. This is all pretty coincidental. Did you guys just steal our lead again? Innocent people are being arrested, Tuashed.
That's not relevant to the question asked, Cartman.
Look, I know why you're here. You're fed up. Because you think all cops do is harass black people.
There are so many jokes throughout this dungeon section at the police station about how racist the cops are in this town, so I'm just gonna let the sin counter do what it wants.
Token, what did I tell you about playing too rough?
Mom, I was defending justice.
I don't care what you were defending. You could have gotten hurt.
Despite breaking them out of prison, Token's parents still feel the need to berate their son for playing too rough.
Hey, kids. You want some candy?
Oh, it's Jared.
You'll excuse me if I don't want to watch this.
Jared Fogle. Also pedophilia. Also willingly letting a pedophile near kids.
I think I feel the light switch. With my last breath, I'll just turn it on.
There is no light switch present in the shot, so why did the lights just randomly turn on?
Yeah, Shabnirath, Black Goat of the Woods. Blessed be us, your faithful servants, the destroyers of light. Yeah, Shabnirath.
Cultism.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Freedom Pals. There's certain intel we have that we can't share with you. You know, it's classified.
That's because we've been tricked.
And how did Timmy not figure this out earlier?
Whoa, what happened?
How'd my lip get busted?
Where the f*** did Classy go?
Cartman clearly did not see Classy leave the police station before them.
Dr. Timothy was never your enemy. He was trying to help us all.
So basically you're telling me that if Cartman didn't have a stick up his ass this whole time, we could have avoided 3 civil wars? Also, because this is the most convenient place to point all these out, discount Superman, discount Flash, discount Spider-Man, discount Wolverine, discount Silver Surfer, discount Cyborg, discount Batman, discount Doctor Doom, discount Hulk, discount Wonder Woman, and discount Professor X.
Have you heard of the super best friends? Well, it is I, Seaman.
Discount Aquaman.
And so, the new kid dives down through the water, protected by seamen.
Seaman!
Breaking the fourth wall.
Boo-hoo-hoo. Oh, boo-hoo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo.
Kanye West.
I love you, Mama. I'll see you soon, baby. Yep, I'll see you soon. Wait, what the f*** is that supposed to mean?
Kanye's mother accidentally predicts the future of her son's public image.
Dang, Cletus, why are you talking like that? Dialogue tree.
While I acknowledge the fourth wall break, I'm still taking 3 cents off because this is my favorite gag in the game.
Timmy's franchise plan. All that work. It's barely even readable.
It must have come in the night. Got past the security grid.
Considering the Freedom Pals base is in the richest house in town, the security grid must be pretty shit if even Cartman can get past it.
Where are they, fat ass?
Where is who, human cat?
The new kid's parents, where are they?
How should I know?
Because that's f***ing you. You took the new kid's parents because you hate that we merged with Freedom Pals.
That's not true. I want this mega franchise more than anybody.
You know, Cartman easily could have gotten away with this whole Mitch Connor drug operation shtick if he was better at hiding the super obvious evidence leading towards him. After this cutscene, it's revealed that Timmy gave us access to every superhero class, but doing this also kind of renders the whole backstory thing pointless.
Saul, you think you kind of outsmart us shitty ninjas?
How did the new kid outsmart them? The City Ninja Service was beaten fair and square.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
These doors have magical wormhole power because the Freedom Pals went from being outside to entering the boss arena through a hall. Discount Wizard of Oz.
We have to stop him, you guys. He's got all the new kids' followers now.
This is what I mean when I said I had problems with the game's story. There is absolutely nothing in the game that conveys this information to us before this moment.
Where are they? Where are the new kids' parents? You'll never know. I don't know.
There is no amount of sleight of hand that can make ink marks disappear from your skin.
Yeah, hi, we signed up for the tour.
Yes, the night tour, correct?
Yeah, we're a little early.
Well, I'm afraid for safety purposes, the tours are only offered from 10 p.m. to midnight.
Okay, that's just bullshit. Also, did you not see the hours of the tour when you originally signed up? You could have just kept an eye on Cartman so he didn't escape.
Hi, we're here for the tour.
Why did Kyle cover his mouth with his shirt? He didn't do that when he originally talked through the intercom.
And now we've been able to give more asses to pigs, horses, everything you can imagine. Yes, little boy.
How does that help?
Super Craig will be super at CinemaSins.
Please have a seat. You ever play that video game Half-Life?
Valve shadowing.
Fruits and vegetables with more asses means more nutrition for people all around the planet.
What good does that do?
Scratch that, Super Craig would rule at CinemaSins.
Our new benefactor has asked that we genetically alter some of the local 6th graders and make them stronger and crazier.
Okay. Why the f would you do that?
How do you mean?
Why the f would you make genetically enhanced 6th graders?
Scratch that again, Super Craig would be a fucking god at CinemaSins.
Problem is that cats seem to become really aggressive when given more asses. They've proven to be quite deadly.
Then why would you bring a bunch of kids up here?
Scratch that again, Super Craig would be the head of the CinemaSins writing staff.
Look, there's nothing to worry about. This entire facility has a very complex security grid.
Complex security grid easily gets shut down by a fat 10-year-old in a raccoon suit. But this also raises the question, why did you just leave Cartman unsupervised?
Somebody's gonna have to get to the CPU and hit the override switch.
Where's the CPU?
Down on the 3rd level. Oh, it was silly to put it there, wasn't it?
Well, unless you designed the building, it's technically the architect who made that choice.
1, 2, 3, not it.
Not it.
Sorry, new kid, but it really should be you anyway.
Yeah, if you think about it, this is all kind of your fault.
People keep saying it's the new kid's fault, but nobody ever explains why.
I put the stairs behind that portal door, but to open the door, you're gonna need power.
The whole point of stairs is not to need electricity.
At this point, I'm just gonna throw 15 cents on the counter because I'm starting to get really sick of how self-aware this discount Half-Life section is.
So I joined the Chamber of Commerce and use them to unleash my master plan.
Okay, so there are many things wrong with this plan. First, and this is something the game explains, Stick of Truth canonically takes place a day or two before this game. So this means that Cartman is so goddamn petty that he planned out all of this so Coon and Friends could beat out Freedom Pals in their superhero franchise before that storyline takes place. Second, steps 5 and 7 have no effect on becoming rich and successful and are therefore pointless. Third, turning the new kid into a genetic mutant would have no effect on a political race. Fourth, the word everyday has a completely different meaning from every day. Fifth, making everyday Christmas is a horrible idea. It would essentially make everyone have a Groundhog Day experience and become super sick of it really quick. There's a reason why it only happens once a year. And finally, you legally cannot make every day a certain holiday. No.
Simple. How do you stop a Coon Friend? By creating a massive, genetically altered Coon Friend from that hero's DNA. What? Oh, dude, that's so f***ing base. What do you mean, Keen? Really? You're just gonna fight a superhero by creating a big genetic mutant from the hero's DNA? That's like every douchebag superhero movie ever.
There are no superhero movies I could find that has this type of thing in it.
I'm big.
Okay, I'm now fully convinced that Cousin Kyle in this game is just a discount General Zod.
We can't beat this thing. We have to hold off until daytime. His skin can't handle the sun.
Nowhere in the game is this explicitly said, so how exactly do you know this?
Perhaps you'd like to buy a I Survived Genetic Mutants t-shirt, or purchase a photo of you enjoying the tour.
Man, souvenir photos always catch your worst sides.
Check your phones. It's 10 days later.
Oh, great. The new kid farted us to next week.
Damn it! He screwed us. Cartman's being sworn in as mayor today.
There is no way Cartman's being sworn in today. Any political race takes 1 year at minimum. Cartman never considered the fact that now that Mitch Connor is mayor, he can never put his left arm down ever again.
This is the 7-layer quesarito chipotle beefy nacho supreme.
Taco Bell item names.
You can do it. You just have to believe in yourself.
South Park, in this split second, decides that it will now become a kid's show, manipulating the weather.
It isn't working. I think maybe the new kid has a fractured butthole.
Roll credits.
Oh God, it's them again!
Despite being imaginary creatures created from Cartman's imagination, the woodland critters somehow manifest into reality to murder the new kid.
We're sorry, but we're trying to go back in time, but the new kid has a fractured butthole, so we're trying to get him to the abortion clinic.
How would an abortion clinic help fix a fracture? Drinking on the job.
I put a splint on it and a little sling to take pressure off the sphincter.
Try it, kid. Try to take us back.
Damn, Mysterion, he just got it splinted. Let his butthole heal first.
Honey, your friends are at the door and they want you to come out and play.
This line was never said at the beginning of the game. The new kid just takes a shit while the parents are already arguing.
Get out of the way, you guys. We've got to stop Cartman before he starts all this. What are you kids doing? We stopped playing superheroes like 5 days ago.
Despite the fact that they should 100% recognize the superhero costumes they're wearing, the past versions of these kids do not realize they are talking to the future versions of themselves.
Oh, you cannot cross here. This is all lava.
We don't have time for this shit.
Kyle, Kenny, Stan, and the new kid don't get damaged by the lava in this scene.
That's okay, because I still know something you all don't.
What's that?
How to make someone fart super bad by hitting them in the solar plexus.
Yeah, Connor, no!
How does Mitch Connor know about the new kid's time travel farts if he's from the past? Also, why is Cartman the only one in the room who gets time travel to the past while everyone else gets jumped to the future? These farts are super selective on who gets affected and where people are sent to.
Recognize this place, new kid? A little child laying awake at night, unable to sleep. Why have you brought us here?
Cartman is either psychic or a god, with this new kid backstory turning out to be real. Also, Cartman hasn't created this backstory yet, so how is he aware of what happens?
One day I created a Facebook profile, and within a few hours, I had over 3 million followers.
My powers are similar, except they only seem to work on Instagram. I got 4 million followers as soon as I posted my first picture.
Of course, powers like that don't go unnoticed for long. Shortly after that, your mother and I were kidnapped by the government.
The government cares about IRL social media follow bots.
And by the time they cut the umbilical cord, you were already more powerful than all the Kardashians combined.
I mean, the Sims just write themselves with setups this easy.
But everywhere we go, you just can't seem to stop gaining followers.
I will keep saying this every time you bring this up. The reason why your child keeps gaining followers is because you forced them to make friends in the first game.
You are Mitch Connor. You've always been Mitch Connor, and you better stop right f***ing now.
Then how do you explain this, Kyle?
Kyle must be a fucking ventriloquist in order to perfectly replicate Cartman's voice.
Kyle, f***ing knock it off. Why are you pissed at him? Because he's f***ing making it up, that's why.
I'm not making it up, dude.
That's your f***ing hand, asshole. Stop f***ing trolling me.
To be fair, with all the shit he's done to Kyle over the years, Cartman kinda deserves this.
Come on, everybody. Let's go get clean drugs and alcohol from the next town over. Yeah!
Drug addicts.
Mitch Connor.
Mitch Connor?
Connor was just using my hand. Jennifer Lopez, who loves tacos and burritos. When his cover was blown, he was arrested by the police.
Mitch stupid f***ing Connor.
Mitch Connor. After drugs and alcohol.
Mr. Connor.
Citizens of South Park. Anal terrorism. Mitch Connor.
Unit friend.
Connor.
That's real good.
They took our job!
Where? Let's see about that, Mitch Connor. Connor, no! Connor!
Mr. Connor.
Mitch Connor.
Mr. Connor.
Thank God! Connor dead on Christmas. Win election. Me! I don't think so. Tune in, friend. Connor.
Mitch Connor. Mitch Connor.
Thanks for your help. Time travel. Connor. That's okay. Fart's super bad. Connor, no! Go back in time. Connor, a little child. This is the night, new kid.
Whoa!
An opportunity to fight the bad guys and your parents.
We're just followers.
Connor, no!
Hey, Mitch Connor. Mitch Connor.
Mitch Connor, Mitch Connor, Mitch Connor, Mitch Connor, Mitch Connor.
I'm not doing it.
How is he trolling you? Are you doing that? That proves it.
Too long. Mitch Connor's gonna.
All right.
Mitch Connor.
Swear me in.
Mr. Connor.
Cat urine.
Mitch Connor.
Mitch, it's over. It's everything to me.
Mitch.